You're live. Let's paint.
What up? What up? What's happening? Creative Faces, how y'all feel? Ella on set from Creative Sound. We are live. It's time to paint, guys. What's up, Javion? What up, I'll be sure? And what's happening to the great Devin Roberts? What up, bro? Join us on Discord. That's the first thing I want to point out. Like-minded individuals such as myself, you. It's a great place to be. Beat makers, music producers, artists, music supervisors. It's just a plethora of wealth and knowledge in this group. So join the group. It's free, by the way. Appreciate the thumbs up. If you are visiting for the first time, please feel free to subscribe to the channel because we go live all the time. Make beats from scratch. I often pause and answer questions too, so feel free to ask whatever questions you may have in terms of music production. So we're gonna go ahead and get started. I have products for sale, courses, and sample packs. It's in the description area. So I appreciate you guys for checking that out, Absolutely. These are the products that's available. The guitar pack, call it the pack brush. And you can get 2 courses at $54 instead of $88. I made it on sale. Grab 2 courses at $54. Or you can grab one at $44. That's fine. That's fine by me. Let's get going. Let's paint. Let's do something. All right. So, got Ableton Live loaded. I'm having fun. It's kind of cool. Cool, cool sound. What up, Jet? learn these chords now. I don't even know what I did. How did I get all of that? Somebody having some issues? We having issues tonight? All right, that piano is a skeleton. So I figure out what I want to do. I think that's what I want to do. So the very last something. How's everybody doing? Welcome Mello back. What up, Mello? Two niggas in the building. What's happening? One Trap is here. Ron, Uncle Ron is in the building. What's happening? Birdman C is in the building. What's happening? We now need to save this project because that would be a disaster if we didn't do that. Sweet. Two Nickels is here to get some inspiration because he's experiencing beat block. I've been there, man. I get it. I totally get it. Totally get it. Totally get it. I like that better. Simple. Okay. We need a new track. right. Uh, what y'all think? I got lost in creativity. I got lost in it. Ready to break the new laptop? All right. Appreciate you. Driving the reel off the Lamborghini. You should have been in church long enough to know how to touch that organ. Yeah, I agree. I know what I'm doing about an organ. Can't play it, but I know how to make it sound real. Blend that thing with a with the dang, I forgot. I was just in there. Blending with a synth. But yeah, that's what we got. And um yeah, man. Them see this is what we need. We need this in Studio One. We need a real sampler. You know what I'm saying? We need a real sampler. You saw what I was able to do? We need a real sampler to do crazy things like that. And I feel like until that happens, I'm gonna have to outsource my resources to get some stuff done. Yeah. So that's like them effects just come just based on the sampler itself. Like it when you go in and change the grain size and the yeah, man, it's like it's right there. It's right there. Are y'all talking about OBS and streaming and stuff? My kind of topic. What's happening, Driss? Driss is in the building. Exactly. The the yeah the sampler is like on a whole nother level. It's always been there. Studio One got some functions, but it's not like this. It's definitely not like this. You could be so creative with just playing with the functions on this thing right here. I seen somebody mess around to get like a different kind of rhythm. I was like, whoa. Well, it wasn't whoa because I know you could do that, but it was like, man, that's cool. That's type of stuff, and that's without even chopping it. See, in Studio One, you have to chop the sample in order to get that type of like rhythm effects in there. You know what I'm saying? He said, "Don't switch. Don't leave me hanging. Don't switch. Don't switch. Please don't switch." Now I ain't switching. It's not. It's not that. It's just that Ableton is an additional tool that I am starting to use more often lately to achieve some things on a creative side versus what I was doing in Studio One. Studio One, I'm never quitting Studio One. Studio One will always be a part of the workflow, but I feel like on the music production side of things, it's lacking stuff. It's lacking a lot. First, let's start with note effects. Please, personas, give us better options. Please update the note effects because I think that's the first place you can start with. The note effects is, I feel like, can be a great creative move, giving us better, um, more advanced features. We're looking for more advanced features when it comes to note effects. So right now it's a basic arpeggiator in there, like so basic. There is no creativity with the arpeggiator in Studio One. Reason arpeggiator is super dope to me. Super duper dope to me. You could do so much with that arpeggiator in Reason. But that's Reason. You know what I mean? And then there's a bunch of other platforms. All it's a bunch of third party VSTs that you can buy that does a lot more in terms of arpeggiator. But that's the thing, you have to go and buy them. Studio One already have one, but it's just not doing much. It's basic stuff, you know. Then we got the quarter. Um, that's just how I feel. Like, come on now, like, really. And then there's a couple other ones in there. I never play with them because it's like I'm done. I'll just use something else. Yeah, that's the whole key behind it. You know, never want to stop exploring. Um, yeah, so it's like Big Wig is fire. Big Wig is fire. So that's the thing. These other dolls are like on a different page, a whole different page when it comes to beat making. I have faith that Studio One will reach us or me. I think I'm only speaking for myself. I don't know about you guys. Like me, I think yeah, just need a little bit more, man. You know, just a little bit more. Just a little bit more. Yeah, I'm with Jet. I'm with Jet on that one. Studio One, Studio One to me is like it's like the end all be all for mixing and mastering. That's just how I feel. That's how I've been feeling. I've been feeling that for years. But I try to force the production in there because it do have some really cool things you can do in production. My whole channel is based on Studio One. pretty much. Like most of the videos I do is using Studio One. The courses I do is using Studio One. You know what I mean? So I'll never neglect Studio One. I might be in Studio One tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? You know, I'll never stop using Studio One. But I just feel like right now, I feel like the heavy the heavy aggression is leaning towards mixing, mastering, and it's never Pro Tools, because I say that about Pro Tools. Pro Tools is really for mixing engineering. And I feel like that's it. Mixing. That's, you ain't doing nothing else. If you trying to do production in there, good luck to you. But Pro Tools is for mix engineers, mixing and mastering. You know, you can master in it. You can master in any DAW. You can mix in any DAW. But I mean, like, it just boils down to tools that are made available in a easy way. Workflow. You know what I mean? It's all about workflow. So according to workflow, I feel like Studio One has it down pat when it comes to mixing and mastering. Studio One is like takes the cake right there. Studio One is good for production too. You know, I'm not gonna say it's not, but when it comes to creativity, that's the thing, guys. I'm always gonna point that out. When it comes to creativity, doing a little bit more than what's available there, you have to use third party plugs to get what you're trying to do. You know what I'm saying? If you go in and try to do something with stock stuff, you can get something decent, but you can only go so far. Actually, you can go really far. You can go really, really far. But you gotta have Sphere though. That's the thing. You gotta have Sphere, because then at least you have more sample packs and stuff like that, because that's what it is. And or you'll have more plugins. But most of their plugins are, see, they spent a lot of time releasing analog emulations of old vintage gear, which is great, and I use them. But what plugin can you tell me is useful for being creative in music production? There is hardly any. They have this thing called the auto filter in there, and that's the only thing I feel like is creative. But other than that, it's like no inspiration. But I'll say this: Studio One is dope to me. The way that everything is laid out and structured, like whenever I'm in there, it's like this is fresh. This is a fresh air. I love it. Ableton is a little bit more complex, and that's great because you could do more complex things. Bitwig, same thing. It's a little bit more complex. I still like the way that Studio One routes instrument better, which was a major factor to me. When I pull up Contact, it's just super easy to route my instruments. It's just super easy, and I love that. And that was like one of those things. The Ranger, I love the Ranger. The Ranger is so it's like night and day. And here in Ableton, you have to select everything in order to arrange your song around. But I will say this: if you know how to use the clip launcher in Ableton, then I think that it's more of a creative way to arrange your song. If you set up your clip launch in a way where you have different sections, then that means you can record it in real time to the arrange window. And then you can print out your song based on vibe, based on your feelings, like how you feel about what should come up next. And you doing it live. You know what I'm saying? Okay, let's play this scene next. Y'all see me do it. I like that better, way better than what we do in Studio One right now. See, right now you create a 4 bar loop, a 8 bar loop, right? That's one block you create, and you focus on it like we're doing here in Ableton. But see, after that, what do you do next? You duplicate the section, and then you start building out the song. Then you start taking things out of different areas of the song to kind of create the verse, the hook, the bridge, or whatever, right? And that's great, but um, I just feel like the feeling is not there when you do it that way. So when you play the song through clips, it's like you feel. So like you can have a different section, work on your different section here in Ableton. Create a section where you feel like that'll be more like the verse, right? And then you'll create a hook section, and then you'll create, I don't know, maybe a section where everything is more broken down, and then you might create a bridge section, or you might create a derivative section of the verse. So that might be verse 1, verse 2. You know what I'm saying? And when you do it like that, like in launch, clip launch, or scenes, as it's called, when you start to piece that stuff together, it's like you the DJ. You play the song, and then you just kind of go between, and you control what's queued up next. I like that better. I like that totally better. So here's the thing, though. It's interesting because Bitwig does this, Ableton does this, and Digital Performer does this. Now, Machine does it too, but Machine does not allow you to record in real time like that. You just have to punch in, where everything goes. But you can, as far as like clip launch, that idea, they call it creator's view. But Machine does it. And Studio One, I feel like they almost there. Because even with the arranger sections, you can double click the arranger, the actual bar at the top, and it'll play that section. That's like clips, kind of, so to speak. So you can double click on which section you want to play. And, so it's like, y'all trying to come on board, ain't you? With the whole clip idea. It's done creatively, but I want to see how far they go next. You know what I mean? So now it's got me thinking, like, what's gonna be in 5.5? What's gonna be in 5.5? Hold on to your seats. Hold on to your seat. Strap down. Put your seatbelt on. Man, that will. I don't know. I don't know what to expect. I don't know. Yeah, I agree with you, Mello. Ableton would definitely be good for guitar players because of the way it's structured. I have a violinist that I know, and she used Studio One, and she recently, actually she uses Machine, but she recently started using Ableton for that same reason. And I'm like, yeah, Ableton is definitely dope for that type of stuff. So she record clips, just create a loop or whatever, a clip, and then she just goes in and just create clips of violin parts. So yeah, Yeah, definitely one of the best setup for something like that. It make total sense to do stuff like that. Yeah. It says Studio One, you have to stop by the time you had in the melody and your head with you sometimes. I think I get what you're saying. But yeah, I think it's always gonna be for me. It's always gonna be like, man, which one is gonna be more inspiring this time versus I don't know. I'm kind of all over the place in my mind. I don't know what I want to do. I'm undecided, and I think that I think that right now my undecided thought process, it is predicated on what happens next. What will Studio One? What will be? You know what? What the next update? How will that inspire me to move back in 100%? You know what I mean? Me and Studio One right now, we separated. We separated right now. I moved out. It's like I still live there. I still my shoes, my clothes, you know what I'm saying? All of my stuff is still there, but I just packed up a a, a mini bag and I'm down at the hotel down the street. You know what I'm saying? I moved out temporarily. You know, that's what it is. We separated. I still come by the house and pick up things here and there. You know what I mean? Because I need certain things. You know, I still mix in Studio One. Of course, I would never mix in Ableton. Never. Well, I can't say never because if Ableton do something where it just kills the game, like whoa, then I might have to consider. But I at this moment I can't see myself mixing in Ableton. I don't really, that's not something I would do. But you can though, but not me. So I'll always be in Studio One for mixing and mastering and also sound design. Even though it's not that creative to me, there's still some elements in that, like that there is it's some really cool things in there that I can do that I can't do in other dolls, like their marker system. Oh man, it's great. It's pretty cool. Am I using one of the interfaces to do your recording videos? I'm using the Personas 192 mobile. It's the small version. I had this thing for years. Years. I use this thing because it has DSP chip in there. So if you could find anything with DSP chip technology, it's a lot of interfaces that has that, like Apollo or I think the I can't think of the other ones. I know Apollo has DSP and yeah, there's some other ones. But Focusrite does no. Yeah. Yeah, I think those things have of course they do. But yeah, what I do is I run my mic through the interface. It has a software that comes with it called the UC Surface, and I'm able to put compression, EQ, gate on there, and that's how mine is set up. Before everything is posting before it hits anything. I'm not going through Ableton. I'm not going through Studio One. My mic is on its own. It's standalone, and it just hits wherever I want it to hit. And I don't use OBS. I use Ecamm on Macs. It can only be on. It's a Mac thing. So if you don't have a Mac, then never mind. But that's what I use. OBS just I started out using OBS, and OBS is just complicated because you gotta know bit rates, you gotta know buffering, you gotta play with the delay, you gotta do uh yeah, it's a lot, which is great if you know what you're doing, but Ecamm is so much easier, so much simpler, and things are set up more like um yeah, things are set up to me. I prefer going through Ecamm. Ecamm is super dope. Because I can also do things like this: throw your comments on the screen, and it's just something that Ecamm offers. You say the Scarlet is still the goat. Scarlet. I have I have a Sapphire, Focusrite Sapphire, 8 mic pre for when I do drums. I still have it. It's sitting right behind me, but it's not on. I don't use it right now because um yeah, I only use it when I'm recording drums. My first interface was the Apogee Duet. I think I still got it. The Apogee Duet, man, that thing was like amazing. It was a cool design. It was like, man, a one big knob to turn up and just press it down to control the input mic levels on each mic. It was really cool. I like that. I've done so much projects on that thing. Yeah, man. You said you can't get the delay out of your mic before I press record. That may be your buffer size or your block size if you're using Studio One. You may have to decrease your yeah, you may have to decrease your block size. So anytime you're recording in your DAW, you have to either decrease your block size or your buffer size. It's called buffer in other DAWs. Studio One calls it block. So you have to decrease that. That's probably why you experiencing latency. Um, if that's not the case, then you may have to adjust your your input level and your play level. Because depending on your interface, there's a few interfaces that has input level, so that means you hear exactly what's coming in the unit, and then when you switch over to the play, what's coming out of your speakers, you know that might be like night and day. So you just probably have to switch it over to the input so that you can hear exactly what you're supposed to be hearing. Oh, you say it's in OBS. So in OBS, um, so if you're using OBS, what I would say, this is my suggestion, is when you listening to your vocal, if you're using OBS, I suggest you not listen to OBS. There should be a way where you can just listen to, well, then again maybe not, because if that's your only way of hearing the vocal, then that could be an effect. Um, I think I get what you're saying. That was kind of one of the reasons why I stopped using. One of the reasons, it's just too complicated. But you'll definitely need an interface that has DSP chip. It's so much better, because what I'm listening to now is the feed that's coming in the interface. The interface is what I'm listening to. I'm not listening to myself through Ecamm or what you guys listen to. All I'm doing now is watching my levels. I can see that signal is coming through, but I'm not listening to it. If I want to hear what's going on, I could just turn up the speakers on my laptop, or, you know, grab my phone and tune in to myself, my channel, and see what's coming in through the video. And that's about it. I don't listen to it because it's definitely a delay. It's a delay on my laptop. I don't need to hear that. But I dealt with it though. I dealt with it for many years. I'm like, man, I'm tired of this. And then I have the way that I'm routed on my system. I'm routed in a way where I don't deal with latency, but I used to, but not no more. So everything I play is like what I was. Everything is routed through my personas, but I have everything routed. It's actually coming through the Ecamm, through my switcher. So my computer, my iMac is routed through the switcher, and the switcher, the HDMI ports on that carries audio and video, and then I got it going through my laptop, which handles the stream. So I have a bit of a complicated setup just to make sure the streams runs a whole lot smoother than it used to in the past. I needed my computer to be free of streaming, because once you stream, so that's the thing. When you streaming on your computer and you using music software, that pulls quite a bit of resources, and you just working your system way too hard. Yeah, I had the inbox. Absolutely. I had the inbox 1 and I had the inbox 2 for a short period of time. I remember those days. Yes, indeed. I remember them days. I think everybody had the inbox 1, yo. Everybody had the inbox 1. And then they came out with the Digio 1. I had access to that too, the Digio 1. I had a buddy who had one, and it was kind of cool. So am I making music through my headphones and talking with no delay? Did you mute the mic or just turn it down? Like I said, Yeah, I'm listening to the music. Okay, let me tell you how I'm set up. So so I'm set up. I'm set up in the way when I do production and I'm streaming, I'm set up the normal way. You know, the normal way that you're connected, where you don't experience any latency, no delays, no nothing. But I'm routed through this program called Loopback. Loopback is what allows you to take internal your internal routing. So that means any DAW that I use right now is going through Personas, my interface directly. Studio One is going through my interface directly. Loopback takes that, and I'm able to um, route that my to one of the headphone ports inside of UC. Okay, you're gonna make me show you. I have no problem with showing you. So this is how I'm set up. So just to tell you, just to show you I ain't lying. So this is coming through the personas, right? So I don't experience any latency. My mic, I'm listening through my mic through the interface itself. So with with loopback, see this is what's going on. This is my crazy routing. So through loopback, nothing is coming. My mic is not coming through loopback because my mic is actually coming in through an interface, another interface. I forgot that. But anyway, my music and everything is coming through here. Everything is routed through here, and so this right here is the HDMI. This is the switcher that I have. So Ableton Live or anything I want to come out of my system to go in through channel 1 and 2 through the switcher right here, and the switcher is coming out and is being imported into my second computer. That's how I got that run. And then I'm also getting a feed to my personas. Right? That's just one aspect. And but this right here, this is the studio. This is the Studio 192 mobile. This is the interface that comes with my interface. Yeah, I said that weird. Okay, this is the software that comes with my interface. So this is where my mic is coming through, and I have it. I have it. It's supposed to be posting, but it looks like it's pre. No, that's just the preamp. I'm looking at this. But yeah, so this is my mic 2 is coming in. So that means I'm able to use my gate settings, and I set the compressor up, and so it's compressing. And then my EQ settings, this is the curves that I'm using on this mic. And I also have a limiter just so I won't peak. So everything is coming through here on the song. And this is my mix, my headphone mix. And I can control what I hear. So if I hit play again, so this channel right here is the music right here. This is everything as far as the music. So that's the music channel, and I can turn this up and down if I want to. And that's pretty much it. And then I'm coming in through my my switcher. Now I can't show you that because it's not connected like that, so you wouldn't be able to see how the switcher looks. But Basically that my switcher is coming in through my switcher is picking up the this is the switcher. So the music is going through here, and there is a wire from the switcher to the computer, and it's also handling the video from my iMac, and then the my mic is actually going in through a second interface, actually the bridge, if I can call it that. So there is a I have a couple of outputs on my main interface, and it's going in through the second interface that's connected to the second laptop or the second computer. And that's how I'm doing that. So essentially I have two interfaces, but that's only because I'm coming out of one computer into another computer. The next computer, this computer right here, is only handling the stream. That's it. That's all it's handling. That's its job, to handle the stream. And then when I'm not streaming, it has another job. It's handling the business, the things I do outside of the stream, emails and shopping and all types of other stuff that you do. That's what it does. But when I'm streaming, the only job is it streams. So it's handling the connection to the router, and yeah, that's really the gist. Oh yeah, appreciate you, Ron, for mentioning that. So yeah, loopback is a Mac thing as well. I forgot to mention that. So two things that I'm using right now that are Mac based. Loopback is Mac based, and Ecamm is Mac based. So if you are using a PC, then I think what you have to get is it's another one. It's something that's similar that you can use. I forgot. Um, I forgot what it was. Crap. It'll come to me, I guess. I hope that makes sense. So, um, what? Okay, you don't need two interfaces. Absolutely not. You only need two interfaces when you using two computers, because the second computer, in order to bring in my mic, because Ecamm can pick up. This is like OBS as well. Like OBS has, you want a separate mic connection, right? You want a second. I need to get that lighting better. It's all dark. Um, you want a second. Um, okay. You want a you want your mic to be separate from the music. in case you need to adjust the volume levels, or you want to put compression, EQ, and stuff like that on there. And then the music needs to have its own separate line. You know what I mean? You never want to do things all at once. I've done that before too, being lazy, but that don't work. That's it's crappy when it comes all out stereo. All in one. But if you're using one computer, you don't need two interfaces. But I only have the second interface because it's connected to my second laptop, or the second computer. So that's because my mic coming out of the first interface, my main interface, is going straight through the second interface so it can pick up on the second computer. That's the only reason why the second interface exists. So just think of that second interface is only handling the mic. The switcher is coming in through its own line. So that's the music and the video at the same time. So that's why the second interface exists. I guess I should do a tour of my setup. It is pretty complex. Pretty complex. Ryan say virtual audio cable. So maybe you should look into that. VB, virtual audio cable. That's for PC. That, I guess, would be the way that you can connect your do your internal routing. Another one is called Soundflower. That was the one that I used for years. It's also another way to route your internal audio into wherever you want it to go, like streaming, OBS, whatever. I stopped using that because it's just, I was looking for something a little bit more complex. Loopback was like end all be all. I was like, oh, this is dope. I like this a whole lot better. So for me, as you saw, in Loopback, I have several profiles for I think Mello said it. I have like presets for everything. So I have a preset for streaming live. I have a preset for when I do videos, short videos like ScreenFlow. I use ScreenFlow to record my tutorials through that. Sometimes I'll go live privately like this and just download it and edit it, whatever, because it's easier just to switch things. I also have a preset for like one-on-one meetings. When I have those, I have a preset for connecting my believe it or not, I use Loopback to control the audio for my Apple TV. So when I'm wanting music and wanting to play out on multiple speakers, I have mine set up where Loopback is handling the audio from Apple Music, and I'm connected to my Apple TV, and so Loopback connects these speakers and those other speakers. Like, it just connects them to play all at once to avoid the lag or whatever. I have it set up to do that as well. Because it's all about routing. So the cool thing about if you using the Apple TV, you can have the music come out of your actual computer and Apple TV at the same time. So that's kind of what I did. I'm just a tech nerd freak. So, I'm like, man, I just figured out a way to just route stuff like that. I also have a profile for if I need to record something from the internet into Studio One or something like that. Clean signal. So I have a setup like that. So I can turn loopback into. So the cool thing about loopback is I can make that a input, like an interface or something like that. You know. See if I could just readjust my mic so it won't be so dark. Yeah, that's nah. Trying to come out the dark now. I guess it's gonna always be like that. Yeah, so that's how that works. I am a very technical person. I figure these things out, and there you have it. Yes, loopback is just like a patch bay. Absolutely, you got it. A virtual patch bay. Exactly. Yep, 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 yep. Two nickels. The audios, audio encyclopedias. That's funny. That's funny. Well, I take that as a compliment. I appreciate it. I yeah. That's that has that's always been me. Ever since I was a kid, I've always been the one trying to figure out like how to route stuff. And in my bedroom, I had surround sound even before even before. No, I knew about surround sound. I wanted to create my own surround sound. So what I did was I had like this stereo speaker system. It was like a Sony. It was like a 50 CD player. I don't know if you guys remember that. I remember those days. CD players that played like 50, 100. It was crazy. But I took my father's subwoofer speakers because he used to ride around with speakers in his car at one point. And he took them out, and they just been sitting in the basement area. See, in Chicago, the homes in Chicago comes with basements. So what I did was um, what I did was I I took his subwoofer. I had some 6x9 speakers, and he had some cabinet speakers. I think it was two. I think it was 6x9s and those as well. But the box, it was a heavy wooden box, and I set those in the corners of my room, and I had the 6x9s kind of hung up on the wall somewhere, and then I had some wiring, and I wired them all up, so I had speakers on each corner in my room, and that was my surround system. You know what I'm saying? Even though it wasn't true surround, but I can hear the signal from all angles of the room. You know, it was stereo, but still, I can hear it around the room. And that's the type of stuff I used to do when I was a kid. Just take stuff and just, you know, connect stuff and figure things out like that. And um, And then I got older, and you know, it never stopped. It was always something I do. And then when I got like really really involved even more in production, it just kept trying to figure stuff out. You know, so that's why places like Radio Shack back in the day, which was like a neighborhood electronic store. That's why I used to stay in there because there was like adapters and wires and like just things that I can buy and connect stuff. You know what I'm saying? So it was always like that for me. And I didn't go as far as I could have, I probably could have built the mic, you know. But I did discover that you can record using speakers. If you if you know what you're doing, I was doing something, and um speakers are actually mics. It's just big mics. Like you can reverse it where you could turn the speaker into a mic. Don't ask me how I did it. It was just me going in there just playing with stuff. It's, it's like, man, this is amazing. So yeah. Um. But on this level of things, um, it's all about finding the right. That's why I'm grateful for Loopback. Them guys over there. Thank you for creating great products. That's when I discovered this. I was like, man, this is amazing. This is amazing. So yeah, yeah, yeah. Audio nerds. That is the correct term. This is this is why I am not into sports. You know, I can't hold a sports conversation with anybody because I'd rather play with wires and connect stuff and play with cameras and try to figure out how to get a superior view. You know what I'm saying? I rather try to figure things out in the studio. I rather make beats. I rather do things that speaks to my passion. Um, Nothing against guys that are in sports, but that's just not me. I have no passion for watching a bunch of guys throw a football around the yard and baseball, and you know, basketball. Just have no I have no interest in any of it. Never have. I tried to though when I was a kid, being from Chicago. Um, when the Bulls, Chicago Bulls, was winning, those were the years where I was getting into it. Um, I knew all of the players, and I was into it. Then when Jordan left, that's when I lost interest. I I I was like, nah, because Jordan was my hero. You know what I'm saying? Just like anybody else. Jordan was the man. It was like we was winning back to back every year. Every year we was winning championships. So it was like it was really cool. But I just lost interest. It was no more fun because then the Bulls went down. It was like Ain't no sense to keep watching this and trying to follow this. You know, I was always a music baby. You know what I mean? My parents were musicians. I grew up in music, and that's kind of what it was for me. So my that's where I live in music. You know, I will be somewhere in music, somewhere in music. Where's Ella? In the studio somewhere. Probably had none of the desk, trying to figure stuff out. I do that right now. Like I'm always trying to figure stuff out. Always. It's like I don't know. It's fun. To me, it's fun. And then I got a corporate job working for an AV company. Oh my God. Why did I do that? So working for an AV company, that's a whole nother level. Cause you take what you already know and now you working on a corporate level. So now you are connecting 10K projectors, 15K projectors. You got to learn distance. How far away can a projector be from a huge screen? You know what I'm saying? Hanging projectors from the ceiling, stuff like that. Line array of speakers hanging it from the ceiling, on truss, hanging them from I guess that's like hard aluminum, stuff like that. Get into lighting, learning how to program lighting and how to connect them. Getting in, spotlights on the stage and stuff like that. So it gets deeper. Tech stuff. So yeah, that's exactly what I'll be doing over the weekend. As a matter of fact, I'll be working in the field as an AV technician this weekend, next weekend, connecting sound systems and running the correct wires from front of the stage, behind the stage, all the way to the back of the room, stuff like that. This is my life. That's what I do. But this right here, this production stuff, that's my passion. This is what I do for a living. This is my passion. It's the bread and butter right here. Oh, that's what's up. You started out from the trenches. You started out with a Casio and worked your way up. That's what's up. That's what's up. That's what's up. I don't want to get into what I started out with, because then now I'm about to bring it back everything. And this finna turn into a different type of conversation because now I'm about to talk about all of the stuff. I'm not gonna do that. But I too never forget where I came from. I'll say the first thing that I've owned, big ticket item, was a Triton Studio. I still got that thing. But yeah. But the very first one I started out on was a Triton. Um, I forgot. It was another model. But I started out using, like, when I first discovered how this stuff works, it was the church keyboard. Um, you can record different tracks. Oh no, you good, bro. You good. It's just I know when I get into these topics, man, we'll be on here for hours and hours and hours. And then yeah. So I'm gonna try to limit what I say because I don't want to go back too far. But basically, when I started, this was in what 90s? It was before 97. 97, I was still in grade school, and 97 is when I named my production company. That's when I was like, yeah, I'm doing this. This is what I'm gonna be doing. But even before then, like I discovered the keyboard at the church can record like tracks, and I started doing that. And then there was a Triton. I can't remember the name of it. One of the guys at the church owned one of those, and he allowed me to keep it for a few months because he wasn't using it. So I started creating tracks on that, and then my first one that my wife bought that one actually. The first one that I owned that stayed home was a Triton Studio, and I still have it till today. That was like my first one. I knew about the Casios, but I didn't care for Casios. My father owned a Casio. It was like probably like the very first one that was made. It was like this black one, and the buttons were like oh my god, it looked like a toy right now. You know what I mean? If I can remember how it looks, it was like probably like the very first one. That thing was super. No, it probably wasn't a Casio. It probably was something else. But yeah, yeah, join us on Discord. We can keep this conversation going. Yeah, join us on Discord because we have conversations, topics like this all the time on Discord. So, but you know what? Speaking of Discord, I think we might have to have like a throwback, a day dedicated to throwback, where we just talk about just how everybody got started in the old days. And you remember this? We have to do it like a third. On Facebook, it was like this thing called the Throwback Thursdays. We might have to do something like that on Discord, where we just throw back and just reminisce on the stuff we used to use. Mello, I heard that so many times. I heard that so many times. Old man, old man in the old soul in this young body. That's how I always carry myself. It's interesting though. Like I remember this one encounter I had with this lady. Uh I think I don't know how old was I. Um I had to be like 15, 16, maybe younger than that. And so this encounter I had with this lady, she say, you know how she wasn't that old. She was like probably like mid 20s to late 20s or something like that. She told me to stay in child's place. Y'all ever remember that? Anybody tell y'all that before? Stay in a child's place. Because, and the reason why they say that is because they feel like you are overstepping your boundaries as a kid, and you are, you know, stay where the kids are in terms of thought frame, and or I don't know. She just told me that or whatever. And I looked at her. I was like, "What do you mean stay in a kid's place? Like if you're telling me that what I just told you was inappropriate or something like that, or the way that I think was more advanced than what you think a normal kid should say or how they should act, I couldn't understand that. I was like, I don't know how to be anybody but myself. So what do you mean by that? You know what I mean? It was like, you sound stupid to me right now. Like, why would you tell me that? Like, but that's just how my mind always was, I guess, advanced. I was too advanced for people in my own age bracket. So maybe that's why she told me that, but did not. She just probably didn't understand that my thought process was a little bit. It was beyond people around my age, and so years go by. I start to hear that a little bit more, but not those exact words. But people would tell me that you're very mature for your age, and people would be shocked how old I really am. Well, actually, it's it's crazy because some people think I'm younger than what I am. But when they hear me, I don't know. On the phone, if I'm talking to you on the phone, you'll think that I'm an older guy. But when you see me in person, you'll think I'm younger than what I am. There's just some people. I don't know. It's just weird. So no one can really guess where I am for real. Yeah, Mello. You know, I don't know, man. I don't. It's such a unfortunate situation that you grew up without a father figure, or maybe you have, but physical father was definitely absent. Um, but you know, that's really unfortunate because that sucks, you know. But sometimes sometimes there's a great outcome in spite of that. Um, I would say, based on, I've never met you before, but based on your response and then your engagement, I'll say you came out pretty all right. You came out decent. So, but that's definitely something I try not to do with my children. I didn't want my children to grow up without a father. So definitely, my father's still in my life, so I'm fortunate. Um, but I did have moments where I try to live my life like I didn't have one. because I had a bunch of friends that didn't have fathers, still to this day, and I just kind of took it for granted, the stuff I was getting into, and they would tell me like, "Bro, I wish I had a father like you," and I'm like, "Really?" I didn't see it like that. You know what I mean? I didn't have time to think like that because mine was always there. But at a young age, it was like I was trying to be like them, you know. But they was wanting to be like me in my situation, and I'm like, but why? So it was just interesting. I learned some things along the way. I learned some things. I still have those friends, as a matter of fact, and we're real good friends. We don't talk as much, but we're still real good friends. It is interesting because the way I felt about my parents, my father, um, as a young age, I started to appreciate him more when I got older. I started to see what it really was, and how a lot of people admired um me for that, or admire my father, because my father was like a father to many. You know what I mean? My father just took in everybody. You know, um, all of my friends got attached, and I just couldn't figure it out. And it's like when I got older, I get it. I get it. You know what I mean? And my kids right now, um, they're like me a little bit when I was, not really fully understanding what's going on. Oh, that's dad, blah 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 blah. It's like, get away from me. I don't want to be seen in the mall with you. Can you just drop me off? You know what I'm saying? And so they kind of going through that phase or whatever. My son is a little different though. My son don't mind. He's kind of already gotten to the point where he appreciate my presence. You know. So, but my daughter, she don't want to be seen with dad around. Like, no, that's not cool. That's so lame. You know, that's not what teens do. Hang out with their parents. No, just drop me off. You know, that's where it is with my daughter. Um, but I know that later on it's gonna change. It's gonna be a different picture. Exactly. When you get older, you definitely get it. It makes sense. My parents always taught me. They say, you don't understand it now, but when you get older and you have kids, then it'll hit you. And it's funny things happen like that because now that I have kids, I didn't get a slew of things until I had kids. And so I have those moments to myself plenty of times where I just sit back and just like watch my children grow, and the feelings that overtake me when it comes to making decisions or just interacting with my children, and I just sit back and watch my life replay over again. I'm like, damn, this is what my parents was telling me about right here. I can't believe it. You know what I'm saying? I can't believe it. This shit right here, I'm like, these knucklehead kids, man, they trying to play me. Now I get why they say this. I get why they did this. This is what it was when and I thought that I thought I was upset at my parents when they told me no, I couldn't go here, or they responded this way instead of what I was expecting, or why they say this and what that. I didn't get it until years later. I was like, God damn. So now it's like I gotta call my parents and be like, look, I appreciate y'all. I appreciate you. I get it now. I didn't get it back then. I'm so sorry about how I responded when you told me this, because that was so ignorant on my part. As kids, you don't know what's going on, and you're a kid. You don't. And my parents didn't explain much. They ain't have to, but I get it now. It's so crazy how just everything is like a cycle. It's just a loop. Nothing happens. You know that saying, nothing happens under the sun. Nothing happens under the sun. Truly, that's a real statement, and it's facts. Nothing happens new. So my kids are doing the same thing that I did when I was a kid. So I try to lay low. I'm like, okay, I get it. I see. Hey, I've been there, bro. I've been there. Yeah, Mello. I agree with I agree with Jet. You're wiser than you think. I just listen to you talk, man. I'm like, man, he's not bad after all. Not that I thought that you was bad in any way, but I mean, you sound very solid, just by observing. I'll be paying attention. Oh yeah, I'll be paying attention. I may not comment to everything in the chat sessions, but I do be seeing what's going on. I'm like, okay. I see where he is with that. Okay, all right. On Discord as well, Like, yeah, yeah, yeah. I get it. I get it. Yeah, man. But I try to, I try to stay in tune with the youngins. You know, man. It sounds so funny coming from me, because, oh man, I gotta stop saying it. I feel old when I say that, because those what they used to call me when I was coming up. Oh, youngin, young man. Which, I mean, I don't trip, but I, you know I ain't trying to sound too old, even though I'm getting up there, I guess. But I'm still young at heart. I'm still young at heart, man. So, um, especially with this music, this music keeps me. I tell you this, the music and my children keeps me young. You know, trying to stay relevant with today's music, and then you have to do that, because if you don't, you you run into issues, and that's what I try to do. That's the reason why I got into trap, because I used to disguise trap for a minute. Like, I don't want to do trap. That's so. But then, over time, I'm like, you know what? If I want to keep myself relevant, then I have to dive into trap music. So I had to dive into trap music, because that's what my clients was asking for. It was like, can you make a beat like this? And I'm like, But then I found a way to be still musical doing trap. So here we are. Like, I make, sometimes I'll start the beat off and it sound old, sound like we coming from the 70s or the 80s or something like that. And when I put that trap beat on there, it's like, oh yeah, I get it. Okay, now we back. We back in 2021 now. So it's all about the beat. That's what brings you back. You know, that's the trick though. You can do anything you want to do. Like, you can sound any way you want to sound, but when you put them drums on there, the drums got to be hitting. It's got to be there, and that's what you know. If you don't believe me, listen to what's on the radio right now. If you take the drums away, you will hear Prince. You will hear some James Brown. You're gonna hear Earth, Wind, and Fire. You're gonna hear uh, some of everything. If you take the drums off, you gonna hear some Stevie Wonder. You're gonna hear some Marvin Gaye. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna hear all of that. But when you put the drums on there, that's what take it to a whole nother level. So the drums itself is energy. Oh, I just said something. I just said something to myself. That's great. That's good. That's good, Ella. That's good. That's great. Huh. I may have to do a podcast on that. I have to write that down. The drums is energy. The drums dictate where the song is going next. It's all about the drums. It's all about the drums. It's all about the heartbeat. The drums is the heartbeat of the song. The drums is very important. Yeah, I need to do a segment on that. Whoa, boy. I'm excited. Sometimes I do that to myself. Like I'll just be talking and then I I find a message for myself. And I take away something. So that's crazy. That's crazy. That's a good point, Mello. Just want to love everything I see and come in contact with. I just never get it back most of the time. But I learned that we live in evil. The painter gang always have full of love. Oh, yeah, I love that statement. Whoa, that's what's up, Jet. Boy, you got a gang right there. Yeah, you got a real gang right there. Real gang right there. That's what's up. That's what's up, Jet. That's amazing. That's amazing. And Jet, you are full of energy, man. That's remarkable. You're full of energy. My grandfather passed on um years ago. So um yeah, my grandfather passed. My grandfather passed. I still have my father, but man, that's how I want to be. Energetic. When my kids turn that age, man, still out here bobbing my head, making beats. Yeah, so that's what we got. I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think. I want to say see y'all tomorrow, but I have to double check my schedule. But I see y'all when I see y'all, whenever we stream next. Probably Monday, if I don't stream tomorrow. I may stream earlier. I don't know. I have to check my schedule. I forgot what's going on tomorrow. That's what's up. That's what's up, Jet. I appreciate you watching and hanging out with us. I can look forward to see you always on the stream. So I definitely appreciate you. And I'll do my best to keep it rocking. I should do a stream where I actually finish these beats. You know what I'm saying? Just go ahead, just knock them out. But that's all I got for you guys. I'm gonna get on out of here as well. You guys be easy. I'm Ella, Creative Sound, Creative University. Remember, music is art, you're the artist. Paint your picture. Stay creative without rules.